Hi everybody, we are getting ready to go to the NEWSEUM, NEWSEUM. It's supposed to be absolutely wonderful, so come along with us and enjoy the tour. Bye-bye. Before dawn every morning, newspapers from around the world transmit their front pages electronically to the NEWSEUM. Up to 80 of the front pages are enlarged and printed for display. These front pages represent each of the 50 states and the District of Columbia, as well as a sampling of international newspapers. This daily exhibit is part of the NEWSEUM's mission to promote better public understanding of news and journalism. A front page can reveal as much about a newspaper and its community as it does about today's news. Some days, one story dominates these front pages, but often the stories on page one reflect communities with different interests. Front pages from all over the world. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, up there, Los Angeles Times, Connecticut, Delaware, DC, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, looking for Oregon, oh, they're in alphabetical order, duh. There it is, Oregon. Trump pledges crackdown at border. We're not going to talk about Trump. There you go. This is Oregon's Statesman Journal for today. Oregon is best in U.S. for its ease of voting. Salem sewage plant earns $3 million for updates. Okay, there you go. The free press is a cornerstone of democracy. People have a need to know. Journalists have a right to tell. Finding the facts can be difficult. Reporting the story can be dangerous. Freedom includes the right to be outrageous. Responsibility includes the duty to be fair. News is history in the making. Journalists provide the first draft of history. A free press, at its best, thank you, reveals the truth. Born blind, deaf, and with deformed limbs, I can't even say her name, is bathed by her mother in 1974. Tomoko suffered from Minamata disease, named after a Japanese town where chemical waste dumped into the ocean caused widespread mercury poisoning. In 2013, the Minamata Convention on Mercury, a United Nations treaty, was signed, aiming to prevent similar tragedies that went into effect in 2017. Ash and debris mark the path of Mount St. Helens lava flow in the state of Washington. A young boy's body is visible in the bed of an abandoned truck. His family was camping on May 18, 1980, when the volcano erupted with a force 500 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima during World War II. The volcano eruption killed 57 people. 73 seconds after liftoff on a chilly January morning in 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded 9 miles above the Earth's surface. All 7 crew members, including schoolteacher Krista McCullough, perished. An investigation determined that the O-rings between segments of the rocket booster did not seal properly, in the cold temperatures causing a chain of events that led to the explosion. Photographer Frank Johnston submitted the storyboard of photographs that captured the horror of mass suicide by more than 900 members of the People's Temple religious cult in Guyana in 1978. Cult leader Jim Jones ordered his followers to drink cyanide-laced punch, administered first to the children. Jones was found dead of a gunshot wound. Breast cancer survivor Ned Asta reveals her mastectomy scar in 1997. Before 1998, most health insurance carriers denied coverage of breast reconstruction surgery, considering it cosmetic surgery. In 1998, the Women's Health and Cancer Rights Act was passed, requiring insurers to cover reconstruction surgery. A nurse cries out for oxygen for her patient in the days after Hurricane Katrina pounded the Gulf Coast in August 2005. Winds, torrential rain, and flood surges broke the levees in New Orleans, putting 80% of the city underwater. Many of the city's poor, sick, and elderly residents were trapped. Chaos erupted with widespread looting and vandalism as federal aid was slow in coming. Young Romanian men inhaled paint fumes to get high in 2006. They are members of a community of children and adults who live in the heated tunnels below the city of Bucharest. Many are the survivors of state-sponsored orphanages in Romania that left children chained to their cribs, malnourished, and neglected. Grooms Joseph Oroza and Jem Constellanis cradled their wedding rings as they wait to marry at New York City Hall on June 24, 2011. That day, New York became the 6th state to legalize same-sex marriage. In 2015, the Supreme Court ruled same-sex marriage legal in all 50 states. Nightclub owner Jack Ruby stepped from the crowd surrounding Lee Harvey Oswald, President John F. Kennedy's accused assassin, at the Dallas police station in November 1963. Ruby put a gun to Oswald's rib and fired a fatal shot, a moment captured by newspaper photographer Bob Jackson. Found guilty of first-degree murder, Ruby was sentenced to death but died 4 years later of cancer. A costume caretaker cleans a panda pen at the Wolong Nature Reserve in China's Sichuan province. To prepare pandas for release into the wild, caretakers wear bear costumes soaked in panda urine to ensure the bears do not become accustomed to humans. China is leading worldwide efforts to save the endangered panda.
The last hour and a half of their life. And that's what he did.
For a long lens. Ironic then that the biggest story he would ever cover occurred just blocks from his home, 9/11.
Bill immediately got his cameras and he keeps them like right there by the bed. He's always ready. And I said, "Are you going to go down there?" And he said yes. And he packed up his bags and got some film and left.
As Biggert raced to the scene, he saw through his viewfinder the second plane hit, and he got to recover his camera gear and the pictures he had taken.
From the last picture shot, as the dust comes across him from the South Tower falling, 4 minutes later is the first picture after the dust is cleared. He's got telling pictures following people as they come closer, and then he just keeps walking straight in. And the last several frames, you realize that he's getting closer and closer to the walkover bridge that was connected to the lobby of the North Tower. Bill actually has a very unique snippet of pictures that were only ever available for a half hour. And that last frame is exactly that, and it's time-coded exactly when the North Tower fell.
Pulitzer Prize pictures. This only tiny bit. Starvation in Sudan. On a barren landscape in Sudan, photographer Kevin Carter saw a vulture stalking its prey, a tiny girl, her frail body wasted by hunger. Boston Herald American photographer Stanley Forman was getting ready to leave work on July 22nd, 1975, when he heard the police scanner in the office crackle with reports of people trapped in a burning apartment building in Boston's Back Bay neighborhood. Forman raced to the building where he found a roaring inferno. In the back of the building, Forman saw a woman and a child trapped on a fire escape balcony 5 stories up. A fireman was raising a ladder toward them, and Forman positioned himself to photograph the rescue. But the next seconds, the fire escape ripped away from the building, sending the woman and child plunging toward the ground. Suddenly, someone screamed, or maybe it was the shriek of the metal as the fire escape balcony gave way. Said Forman, I turned around because I didn't want to see them hit. The woman, 19, plummeted to her death. Her 2-year-old goddaughter survived. Mourning Dr. King. That's his wife, Coretta. This is the end of part 1. There are 6 floors to see at the NEWSEUM, and we only saw 3 of the floors today. So we're going to go back tomorrow and I'll film some more. All right, bye-bye.